Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Phoenix International Raceway for the third race in the 2022 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. We're gearing up for 78 laps of action with Zachary Fitzwater Sr. on pole for the first time this year, sixth time in his Digital Storm career. And to his outside is fellow Chevrolet driver Nico Tringali. I'm joined in the booth once again by my man Vince Freeze.
In the Valley of the Sun, Alexander, row. Your boat is in the points lead, but Jonathan's rowing is ready to merrily crush those dreams today, maybe on the second row. We also got the Terminator up there. Can Fitzwater make a statement? And what are some of our perennial favorites like Andrew Rich and Allison Rain do? We'll find out all here at Phoenix International. Back to you.
Last week's winner at Atlanta Zorlin in row 2 with Charles Sanford, as mentioned by the man Vince Freeze. In row 3 is Seth Cole, who won the other race, lone race we ran at this track way back in 2017. To his outside, his teammate Jessica Shelton. That's three S3 trucks starting inside the top 6. Row 4, Dylan Young and Keith Rich. And in row 5, Andrew Rich and Cole Deaver. And I believe I forgot to send Vince the list of drivers that did not qualify, so I'm just going to go through the field here, and if you don't see yourself, that means you didn't make the race. Usually post a list of drivers who DNQ in the Discord anyway, so yeah, if you don't see yourself as I go through the lineup here, that means you didn't make the race. That's all I can say about that. And as you have three S3 cars in the top 6, you've got one starting 41st in the form of Henry Sanford. As Diego Yepes to his outside in the final row. Should see about 2 to maybe 3 seconds of tire fall off today. Going to be a definite one stop around lap 44 to 48, I believe is the pit window. Cloudy conditions could make it a bit of a shorter fuel run. So Vince, Alexander Rowe, only driver to finish top 5 and top 10 in the first 2 races to start the season. We'll see if he can continue that here today. And if somebody other than a Ford or a Chevy wins as we go trackside for the command. When you look at the point standings, Fitzwater comes into this thing 10th in the points. A total of 52 points back from Alexander Rowe. So we start this West Coast swing. Vince, Phoenix Auto Club, Willow Springs, Miller Motorsports Park, Denver, and Texas. With an off week in the middle there between MMP and Denver for Easter weekend.
This is going to be an interesting big swing here. Usually this is the 7-8 races that determine who has what. We'll find out at Phoenix today. We'll start it off.
Yeah, 6-race swing this year. I believe it was indeed like 7-8 races last year. As green flag is out, Fitzwater takes him to the green flag. Speeds of 170 down into turn 3, then all the way down to about $1.24, if not a little slower. As Fitzwater will lead the first lap, but Tringali fighting back on the top side. This is quite the multi-groove racetrack, Vince, and it is going to be hard to pass on the inside line in turns 3 and 4. As you can see, Tringali getting a run off of turn 2 as well.
Yeah, Phoenix is one of those tracks you can dime the corner a little bit. Do you give up a little bit on corner entry to just watch Tringali here get this run on the outside? You'll see it. And he backed up the corner, got a little nice outside run. Fitzy should lead, but I expect Tringali to challenge here when we get back to 3 and 4. And here comes Seth Cole for 3.
Sorlin was peeking on the inside of Fitzwater there the first lap. Now he's up on the outside of Seth Cole as Tringali is starting to edge ahead of Fitzwater. And he is going to take that top spot away, as now Zorlin will get to the outside of Fitzwater and clear him for second. So Hendrick Motorsports coming out to fight to start the year. Vince Zorlin with the win last week. Tringali was up there, led a lot of laps, just wasn't on the right strategy. We saw James Ellison doing very well. Nate Rogers was up there for a little bit. You know, Hendrick is not going to back down this year, but nobody else will back down against them either, as Fitzwater's going right back at it under Zorlin now, challenging for second place. As Seth Cole sits in fourth, his teammate and team owner Charles Sanford trying to fend off Andrew Rich for fifth, as here comes Nate Rogers looking to the inside of Dylan Young for seventh.
Definitely interesting ebb and flow to start this race. A lot of comers and goers probably towards the back. We're starting to see the big guys, as I like to say, separate themselves from 10th on back as well.
See, Nate thought about maybe a 3-wide move there under Rich. Meanwhile, in ninth is Jessica Shelton trying to fend off Cole Deaver. Right here with them fighting to get into the top 10 is Keith Rich and Zach Flickinger. Keith, of course, started 8th, so he's fallen a little ways back here. But Tringali continues to lead at the front. Will continue to go through the field here as it is early on in the going. We've got Jesse Turner currently inside the top 15. He's under fire from Cement Oskin. And there's your points leader, Alexander Rowe, currently in 17th place. Not the best of qualifying efforts for him this week at Phoenix, but trying to work his way forward the best he can. Bit of a surprise here. A couple drivers in the top 20 like Christian Vargas and Laura Chung. Those drivers just in their second year of Cup Series racing. I believe both of these drivers ran a year in trucks last year as well. And right just inside the top 20 there, Vince, is Sebastian Kugelin, who actually got a good Q run this week.
Sure.
So we look outside the top 20. Trying to get in is William Brock there on the inside line. You got Lane Sanders, Audra Baranauskas, Quinton Moore. There's Allison Rain, two-time champ, all the way on the bottom 3 wide of Adam Flickinger and Logan Williams. She had a terrible Q run as well. She is trying to make her way forward. Alex Ferranti looking to follow her line. So you've got Logan York just inside the top 30 with Peter Onjak. And down below that, you've got RJ Bishop, Amanda Evans, who got pole last week, James Ellison, Brent James, Ace Rogers, Henry Sanford, and Diego Yepes have made a little bit of ground from the final row. There's Vince Fries, Colt Hudson, Owen Miles, Mason Dagger, and then rounding out the field is Bradley Ream. This fight is on for the race lead, Vince, between the teammates Tringali and Zorlin.
What you want if you're Zorlin. You've been studying your teammates' lines for the last couple laps here. Now, Zach, keep it on this shot right here. Let's see what we got. Looks like Tringali's going to wash up a little bit like Fitzwater, but again, outside run. Zorlin will hold that inside line. I think Tringali should power through, though, and Zorlin will tuck behind.
Just looking at the drivers who have kind of broken away now, you see a top 8 breakaway from 9th on back, as Shelton and Keith Rich are side by side for that position. Nate Rogers is making it 3 wide on Andrew Rich and Charles Sanford for 5th place. That 9 car, Vince, I think he might have a shot at this W here today. He looks fast to be challenging the way he is.
He does, but we talked about Nate last year. He was really good at utilizing pitch strategy. I think that's going to come down when we get to lap 44, 48. But with the cloudy conditions, I think someone should try an undercut today. Maybe lap 40, a little element of surprise, build up a gap. And I don't know, Zach, I think we might approach lap cars as Zorlin takes the lead.
And Andrew Rich will clear Charles Sanford for 5th. Seth Cole still right behind Fitzwater in 4th. As Zorlin, you said it, Vince, he had the lead there at the line, trying to fight back against the 7. You know, we looked at last season, Vince, last week, where in the first 4 races of the year, you had your Daytona winner, and then you had Allison Rain winning 3 races in a row. Could Jonathan Zorlin do some of the same here to start this year.
Oh, it's absolutely. I mean, this guy is the champ for a reason, defend a 1. Even though he's in the 5 car, I expect this guy, as we get to more skill places, obviously there is a road course coming up too. That's the last track we really haven't been to in terms of knowing where your stuff is. He sees Seth Cole there for 3rd, going bye on Fitzy. We'll see what happens. Is Andrew Rich as well looking for stay in line there? I think Zorlin though has to understand right now it's not about, even though he seems like he has the fastest car, it's not a.
Oh, we're on their caution. Oh, and it's Diego Yepes with damage. Looks like Logan York was involved. Vince Freeze has heavy front end damage. Now this caution is going to shake up the strategy, Vince. It's lap 16, so you can't make it if you pit here. It would extend the window up to about lap 60. I was just going to go into how saying Sorlin was the fastest, but a lot of drivers are really close. But it looks like everybody's going to pit here.
All right.
We'll have to see here what the strategy call is going to be.
Should be 4 tires and fuel. I don't think there should be anything different. As almost got run into there.
Right side tires are up. And indeed, looks like 4-tire pit stop all around. Which means the strategy is going to come later.
Oh!
Ooh, Sorlin gets in the Tringali a bit, but Sorlin gets off first. Seth Cole second. Rich, Tringali, and so forth. But Tringali's got some decent back-end damage there. Fitzwater losing a couple positions on pit road. Sorlin will lead him. Let's take a look at what brought out the first caution of the day. Taking a look at what brought out this caution, Logan York was on the bottom 3 wide with William Brock and Audra Baranauskas fighting for what I believe was 25th or so. And Brock's just going to get up in the Baranauskas, and then York just gives him no room and wrecks himself up into the outside wall. See Audra get in the wall. Brock is going to manage to stay off of it. York going up into the wall and off of the 1. Yepes is going to have nowhere to go here and just collides with the 95, loses the right front fender. And then Vince Freeze, same thing, nowhere to go. Yepes is going to bounce all around. That was the extent of this accident. Yepes definitely done. Not the run he needed, trying to get this 18 top 30 in owner's points. By race 5, and neither did York or the 12 of Vince Freeze, who's been having a pretty good run so far this year. Vince came into this race, I believe, 12th in points. Logan York, I believe, is down in the dumps right now, so didn't need this at all. So this is going to shake up the points there in that top 30 area. But we will go back racing here after this little break. Getting ready to go back racing. There will be a total of 59 laps to go in this one. Sorlin is your leader. Yepes the only retiree. Vince Freeze and Logan York both falling a lap down for repairs. Seth Cole sits in second. Andrew Rich third. Tringali fourth with a little bit of back-end damage. Charles Sanford fifth. Excuse me. Dylan Young sixth. Fitzwater seventh. Nate Rogers eighth. Keith Rich ninth. And Jessica Shelton rounds out the top 10. See Cement Oskin 12th, Rowe 14th. Vargas doing a good job today. He's in 15th. Allison Rain up to 19th. So let's see what this restart does to the field. As you see the 12 and the 95 very slow on the restart. They're going to lose ground to a lot of these lead lap cars here. Have to see how much these drivers are in the way. They might have to get parked. The 95 is really holding up those behind him.
Pretty wide all over the place, I think. This could be a caution if we're not careful here.
And you got to run at least faster than a 28.71. So that was the restart lap, so York should be able to meet that minimum speed. He's just big time in the way as there it is. Ferranti goes around. Turner's in the wall. Flickinger's in the wall. Bishop's in it. Turner's still riding the wall. And that brings out the caution for the second time today.
Can't say I didn't expect that, Zach. Just 3 wide racing, too much aggression, and I think Williams and Freeze were definitely caused that, I think, in terms of just a stack-up effect and a Ferranti. RJ Bishop, forgot to mention, this is his home track, too. It's a tough break for his home crowd.
Indeed, RJ at his home racetrack. Trying to find the slow cars there of York. See, York is up to speed. You know, it's 28.71. You got to make that. He made that 27.7. So did the 12. Nobody pitting except for damage here, so the 17's going to bring it in. Ferranti actually stays out. Zach Flickinger is going to stay out as well, so only the 17 brings it down pit road. Let's take a look at what exactly caused this accident. Taking a look at what brought up this accident, and it's just kind of a chain reaction of everybody trying to get by the 95 as fast as possible and not lose a ton of track position. Flickinger pulls down in front of McIntyre, who's going to turn him into Ferranti. Ferranti is just going to clip the 14, but doesn't turn him around. Turner, though, hits him right in the door and goes right into the wall. Lane Sanders is going to catch a piece of this, and then RJ Bishop has nowhere to go. Ellison is there on the brakes. I think Ellison does not hit the 96 here too hard. Great job getting it down on the brakes, but he loses all his track position. But that was it. So we're going to take an onboard here with RJ Bishop, and then we'll get you to the race restart. On board with RJ Bishop. Nowhere for the native Arizonian to go. Getting ready to go back racing here at Phoenix. 12 getting a lap back under this caution. That leaves just the 95 a lap down. Jesse Turner is continuing on the track. Top 10 rundown after that one. Jonathan Zorlin leads it. Seth Cole second. Rich third. Tringali fourth. Sanford fifth. Dylan Young sixth. Fitzy seventh. Nate Rogers eighth. Oskin up to ninth. And Keith Rich rounds out the top 10. So you see a little bit of damage there on the 7, Vince. That's from Zorlin trying to get out of his stall under yellow. If we stay green here now and we pit around lap 60 or so, I'm curious to see if the 17 will try and fix that damage, because if they do, they will likely lose a ton of track position.
I don't think we're going to stay green, Zach. That 95 is... oh my.
Oh, he made minimum speed, so now he's going to hold up the 9 and Nate Rogers.
You know what? His corner entry and exit, entry and middle is not bad. It's just the straightaways is where you're losing time.
And look at this. Look at the top side go by. Now they're going to put him in the middle. And this is where things got sketchy last time. It's now Deaver and Rowe get held up once again. Well, Deaver tried to put him all the way up to the top 3 wide, but he couldn't get him. Now Deaver moves into the middle. Rowe trying to be careful about this.
McIntyre's back there. He's the one who turned Ferranti.
Alexander Rowe is losing all kinds of track position here. This is awful for him. It's almost over, but Rowe is being the one to lose everything. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, it's a battle between Zorlin and Seth Cole. Well, it was. No, not so much. Meanwhile, Charles Sanford up to third, Vince.
There's that Terminator back. No, he's definitely been one of those guys that's been strong in the short middle run. If we get a long run, it's curious to see who has the pace. Also on Seth Cole, one thing to know, we know he's a road course ace. This place you can try and drive like a road course in a way with shifting. It's a little bit different. You can actually shift in some of the corners down the back leg, the dog leg. But I'm not surprised that Zorlin and Cole are the top two. As you see, Fitzy, the pole sitter, is looking for third.
We look at the back of the field. You see Vince Freese, who got that lap back, chilling, running 27.5s. And there's Logan York now by himself, running 27.6s. And Rowe fell all the way down to the back, Vince. Terrible luck there, getting stuck behind Logan York. He was running top 20 before, and now he's got work to do. Got a couple of damaged cars here to get by first. Shouldn't be a big deal to get by them, but after that, trying to see who benefited from that. Bradley Reams made it up to 27th. Henry Sanford 26. Peter Onjak's currently in 20th. Laura Chung 16th. Vargas racing Kev Shearer for 14th. As Rain has made it all the way up to 13th. Now, one thing to note about Rain is the next top 5 will be her 50th career top 5. She holds the record at 49. As the next closest driver on the top 5 mark is Sorlin at 34. But I don't know if she's getting a top 5 today, Vince. Just the starting position here means so much.
Yeah, and it's just not like Allison Rain to be running back there. Just see Sanford close in on his teammate there. I think Rain just looking at a crossover there by Sanford. I think Rain just needs to get acclimated to the new team, SHR, and try to be a leader. Let's say around midway through this West Coast swing. But you got to say is that I think Zorlin, even with the longer run, seems to be the best. But Sanford, if he gets around Seth, this could be a battle in the making.
And now it's a top 4 breakaway. We saw top 8 the last time we got a green flag run going. Now it's the top 4. Sorlin, Seth Cole, Sanford, and Fitzy. Andrew Rich in 5th. Dylan Young side by side with Tringali for 6th. Keith Rich is 8th. Oskin 9th. As Nate Rogers is kind of faded on this run, he is in 10th. He was held up, though, by the 95, so that could be part of the reason. But he is stuck side by side with Shelton for this position, as Rain is side by side with former teammate Quinton Moore. Now, she still owns that team. She still co-owns the team with Amanda Evans. So that is her driver there in the 89.
Be respectful to the boss. Let's see what... I'm surprised Vargas is up here. You made a really good point. He's definitely showed some talent here to be running with the best in the field.
And this is a great run for Vargas because he has been a go-or-go-home driver to start the season. He has made every race so far. Vargas currently sits 22nd in the points. He dropped a lot for his finish at Atlanta. But if he gets a good run here, 2 more races to go. Could be looking to be a top 30 in owner's points, and that could help him out at the beginning of the season at the very least. Because we know it's going to be as much of a dogfight this year as it was last year, especially with 2 more cars added into the mix. And he'll take that position from Kev Shearer. As now Rain looking for the top 10 position here. Just in front of her, it's Nate Rogers who has it. Rain to start the year. Hasn't gone so well for her. She finished last at Daytona because of that accident. Currently sits, if I can find her here, 25th in points after that top 10 last week at Atlanta. Trying to get another top 10, trying to get back in range of fighting for this title. It's still very early, but once you're in a hole, Vince, it takes forever, it feels like, to get out of it.
Well, and that's the problem. There's no playoffs this year. and you had the play. I know there's Fitzwater making a statement. You had the playoffs. Now without it, it's almost like you get 1 or 2 bogeys this year versus last year where you could have 6, 7. But look at Kev Shear. I'm pretty sure half the season he was nowhere. Got that win, and boom, he turned it around for his StarCon team. And now here we go. Vince Freeze is going to be the first big lapper.
Fitzwater got up to second while we were looking there at the battle to get into the top 10. Still a top 4 breakaway here on lap 41. Fall off only at 0.3 of a second right now. Reminder that we will likely see these drivers pit around lap 60 to lap 64. And it should likely be a 2-tire pit stop. So I believe if you pit first, Vince, you're going to win. But at the same time, I don't know how much, like, where the taking a half can less of fuel comes into play. But right now, Fitzwater is on Zorland's bumper.
Fitzy did a great job with the lapper. He actually did it for once. He backed up the corner entry. And used a little draft. And now what does he do in Zorland's wake? We'll find out.
He's peeking the nose as they're going to catch Logan York. Could Fitzwater use York as a pick?
Fitzy go with lappers? What a surprise.
Oh, Zorland got the run off the corner. That's going to let Seth Cole close the gap a little bit. They're going to catch York right off of turn 2. That's going to be a good spot for them. It looks like Charles Sanford might get hindered a bit here from the 95. So he'll be on the inside of him through the corner. But he'll get the horsepower down here off of turn 4. As you can see, a little bit of a gap pull there for Seth Cole. But Fitzwater is all over Zorland's back bumper.
Underneath, battle for the lead. Fitzy Zorland.
Looking at the bottom of the running order, Vince, next cars up are 10 seconds back of the leaders, and Alexander Rowe has climbed his way back up to 28th.
I think he's going to lose the points lead today. I just don't think that's enough. With Zorland first or second here today, I should give him the points lead. Fitzwater looks pretty good, though.
Well, looking at the point situation, Vince, it was Shelton and McIntyre, 28 back, Dylan Young, 32, Rich, 34. Zorland came into this thing 46 points back.
Oh my God.
So I don't think he would take it with a win in a Rowe 28th. I think Rowe would have to be lower than that. But Fitzwater's going to take the top spot here for now. So didn't look like Fitzwater had the car to beat today, Vince. But here in the second half of the race, he is powered by Zorland.
Yeah, Fitzy's one of those, even though he hasn't won a road course yet. Or has. No, I don't think he has.
Not in Cup.
He knows,
Not in Cup.
right. So he knows how to save his tires similar to a road course setup because this place is as close as you get, same with Pocono, to a road course. And I think he played poker there pretty well. Now, what does Zorland do? This is the first time he's in dirty air. You see he's trying to go a little bit lower under Fitzwater to get some clean air on the left side. Trying to gain a little bit, but I think he's just losing time. And maybe I pull the undercut. If you don't have the car, maybe we see someone go lap 55. We've seen it at Meadowlands. We've seen places like that. The extreme undercut could work.
Oh, it's not his first time in dirty air, but it's his first time in like 30 laps.
Oh.
Ace Rogers is on pit road.
There it is.
And that appears to be a fuel system issue on the 63, so not a strategy call. 63 spending about a minute on pit lane getting that issue fixed. So a tough break for Ace Rogers. They likely did take tires, though, so they should be good to go the rest of the race here, but they are now 3 laps down here, running in 41st place. And he comes out right at the back of the field. Now Zorland under fire from Seth Cole once again. As you see, Sanford's kind of faded back a bit, but everybody else is way back, about 4 seconds now. Andrew Rich in 5th, Dylan Young 6th, Keith Rich 7th, Rain trying to get up there. Now, I don't think she'll get higher than 5th, Vince, but the top 5 opportunity is there. As Kev Shear has made a bit of a rebound. We saw him get passed by Vargas earlier for 14th, but now he's up into 10th.
Yeah, Kev Shear been sneaky quiet today, same with Vargas. They've definitely been the studs of this race in terms of not having the big equipment and talent. But I have to say right now, Zach, Fitzwater seems to be pulling the gap, and Seth Cole might actually be faster than Fitzy on this long run.
Well, look at Vargas here. Vargas is racing Samet Oskin, the 2020 champ, for 12th. and it's only his second season. They've got this 42 hooked up this year. So coming into this year, the Digital Storm officials told the teams they could kind of widen the parameters and restrictions, so teams have been able to fiddle with the car a little more this year. And it's allowing some kind of underdog stories like this to occur, where Vargas is looking like he might be able to challenge for a top 10, depending how he plays the strategy.
We did have the Big Four, Big Five last year. I think that still will reign true. Fitzwater was part of it. Zorlin was part of it. The Terminator was part of it. But you're right. I think we are starting to see a little more parity in the midfield. As you
see Laura
Chung. Yep.
16th right there. Onjak 18th. Logan Williams is in 20th. And here comes Rowe, Vince. He's made it back up to now what'll be 22nd place. So he has been charging his way back up through the field. Makes you kind of think maybe an undercut is in store for him. See a lot of damaged cars back here are doing okay, like Turner and Ferranti compared to some clean cars. So there's Logan York. He's just fallen back here once again. Yeah, and Ace Rogers, they definitely took tires. He's about a second faster than those in front of him. Vince Friese has also fallen to the tail of the field. But now, Vince, almost a 1 second lead for Fitzwater. And Zorlin's saying it, yep, it's time to come in.
We talked about that. I said around this time, 54, 55, they would someone pull it. And that's the smart
Andrew
move.
Rich is coming
Rich.
in. Samet Oskin's coming in. Trigger has been pulled a lot earlier than I thought, Vince. Lap 55.
It makes sense, though, right? You're not going to win the race.
Look at all the cars at the back of the pack that just pit.
Oh, yeah. Now is the time. It's feeding time at the zoo, as they like to say. Here comes Shelton.
See what the strategy call here is. Is it 4 tires? It is. Oh, and the caution's out.
Oh, that's perfect timing. Is it, though?
Allison Rain is going to be the race leader. Accident in turn 3. It was likely due to somebody trying to pit. Who is that smoking?
Is that
It's Rowe.
Oh, oil. It might be oil.
It's Alexander Rowe. Peter Onjak's got damage.
Oh, watch out here. What in the world?
What are they doing now?
I don't like the looks of this. Now,
they're letting some people by. Some people were in front of the start-finish line when the yellow came out, so they are racing back here still. So Rain will pit. Tringali will pit. I'm not sure. No idea who the leader is right now. Gonna have to let this sort out. So while this sorts out, we're gonna go take a look at the caution.
Not bad, bro.
Taking a look what brought out the caution, and I think it starts here with Laura Chung. Yep, Laura Chung's trying the pit, but Cole Deaver is down there. That's not a good idea. Not a good idea at all, and that's going to dump the 20 right up into Peter Onjak.
That's it for him.
And they are both going to hit the wall hard. And then Alexander Rowe has nowhere to go. Gets right into Onjak, right into Chung. After all that work to get back into the top 20. Let's see if anybody else is going to get a piece of this. I think this was it. We'll be taking it on board with the 14. And this appears to have been the extent of the accident. They were at the back of the field as far as cars who hadn't pit yet. Now the field is going to be all messed up, so let's see what's going on there. On board with Alexander Rowe. Just couldn't get low enough to miss it. His day likely over. The madness has been sorted out, and Seth Cole is your race leader. Waved around a lot of drivers there from the pace car who were kind of stuck behind there. Lucky Dog was one of those drivers. I believe it was Jesse Turner. And everybody else got waves for staying out. But Seth Cole leads. Fitzwater is second. Zorlin third. Charles Sanford fourth. Keith Rich fifth. So we got lap cars up to fifth place on the inside line. Christian Vargas is up to 6th. Sameta Oskin 7th. Shelton 8th. Dylan Young 9th. And Quinton Moore 10th. Out of the drivers that pit there at the end, you see Rich all the way down 19th. But Tringali is 22nd and Rain is 25th. They've got the freshest tires out here, but we haven't really seen fall off much today, Vince, so I don't know how much that's going to help them, especially with what will be 18 to go. And with the 95 back on the inside line, same with the 12, I think things are going to get a little crazy here. Green flag is out. We're back on their way. Can we stay green for 18 laps?
Oh, this is 3 wide already.
Fitzwater got a terrible restart.
This doesn't look good. Ferrari will start to lose the pace now. Now we're starting to see the madness back there. RJ might... No, you think he would give way here. I think he should. Fitzy should power on the outside. No!
Bishop's going to clear right up in front of him, and this is helping Seth Cole a ton. Fitzwater's going to cross back over here. Now they're 3 wide again. Ferranti still trying to get by Flickinger. He's fighting Flickinger for position. Zorland's like, I got to get out of here. Keith Rich is on the outside. He's in the top 5 right now.
Flickinger's all over the place. Ferranti has no exit speed. Here comes Oskin. Vargas will stay on the outside. 3 wide.
See Sanford jump up in front of the 42. He's trying to figure out how to get by these 2 lap cars that are racing. Fitzwater's trying to get by Bishop. Now Sanford side by side with Ferranti. Will likely follow Keith Rich by on the top. Vargas, I think, is going to maybe make a move to the top as well. Would be the better move. No, he sticks it back down to the bottom. There's 10th place, and then there's separation to 11th, Vince, as you see Andrew Rich up to 17th. And there you see Tringali and Rain trying to move it forward with the fresh rubber on the bottom. You see Vince Freeze has been cleared to the top, and Logan York has been cleared out completely. Seth Cole leads this race, trying to get his 2nd win at this track, in the track's just 2nd race in series history.
Seth Cole's going to have to buy a bye for RJ Bishop.
Oh man, these bye jokes, Vince. This 3 races in, and you're already killing me over here.
I'm sorry, man, but no, maybe he'll pay with some money line. But listen, now Fitzy can't get around Bishop, and that's costing him time.
Look at this. Look at this, though. Battle for 3rd is between Zorland and Keith Rich. And now Charles Sanford is under fire from Oskin for 5th.
This is looking good for Dylan Young, too. He's looking 3 wide. Now, what does Fitzy got to do here? I mean, he's just stuck. RJ Bishop is doing a great job. The wrong way, though.
This is just the nature of the track, and you gotta give a hand to RJ here, thinking if there's another yellow, I'll get my lap back. But it looks like they'll keep this clean here, I think. I don't think we're going to have another caution.
I think we're going to catch Vince Freeze and Williams, though. I don't think that's over yet. They just don't have the pace. That could decide the winner, too, but the caution should be done. If we do get a caution, it's under 10 to go at this point.
Tringali's kind of hit a dead spot now. He's on the outside running 20th. Rain has made it to the inside line. She's trying to follow Rich by. Rich is going to put Bradley Ream in the middle, 3 wide. He says, get out of my way, to the rookie driver in the 88, but he can't get it to bite that far down on the bottom, 3 wide. Of course, the gap from 10th to 11th is about a second, but they are closing and fast. Vargas still chilling in 7th. Vargas looking like he'll get a top 10 here today. Not sure if that would be his first career one or not, as Keith Rich made it by Zorland for 3rd. Fitzwater made it by Bishop, but Bishop's being one of them lap cars, Vince, and he's going to go to the inside of Fitzwater.
Fitzwater is shouting obscenities on the radio. Christ, I'm angry here. It looks like RJ Bishop will have to give the ghost up.
And Christian Vargas does have 1 career top 10 to his name, Vince, at Daytona this year, actually. Forgot all about that already. Fitzwater clears RJ. Now Keith Rich will look to get by him. I'm not sure if Keith has the speed to challenge the top 2. But Fitzwater's going to have to do anything he can now with 8 laps to go to catch the 07 of Seth Cole. Remember, Vince, it took Seth Cole so long last year to get that first and only win of the season. And remember, there's 2 drivers who have won in every season of Digital Storm competition. One of them is Jonathan Zorlin. He got his win last week at Atlanta. The other one is your leader, Seth Cole. But he's got Fitzwater closing in on him now.
Fitzy's
almost
there, man.
2 tenths that time by. Haha, I got one on you. Haha, bye.
There you go. We'll see what happens at the end. I'll have some for you. But what does Rich do here?
Yeah, Keith is trying to raise it up and get by RJ Bishop. See what I did there?
Oh boy. Here comes Fitzwater about to try to go bye on Seth.
6 laps to go. And it's frickin' Punville here in Phoenix, Arizona.
No, but looks like, for real, though, Fitzwater lost a little time there. Now Seth's going to take it down the back. Will Fitz use that draft? I think he will.
Using the helicopter camera here for once in a lifetime. Look at the way Fitzwater just threw it in the center of 3 and 4. But he has to check up off of 4, Vince. Oh, this is the kind of thing I was hoping for, Vince. This racetrack got added back on the schedule because of its racing style. We could get a side-by-side photo finish. We've been seeing a lot of those to start the year. Keith Rich got by RJ. Zorlin not quite yet. Oskin gonna clear Sanford for 5th. So lap cars have been cleared out except for the 21. 4 laps to go.
Fitzy on the inside. Will they catch Williams or Freeze? I don't think so, but that could be... Ooh.
That's York, by the way, not Williams.
Oh, why am I saying Williams? I meant York. That could be close. Here comes Fitzy again with a big send in 3 and 4. Does he got anything, though? Can he hold the bite?
Looking at the spectator camera here. If you're a fan in turn 1, this is what you're looking at with 3 laps to go. Seth Cole will clear off of turn 2 once again. See, really no fall off. They're practically even. I think they're going to catch the 95, Vince. 2 to go.
This could be big.
2 laps to go at Phoenix.
Getting a little excited here. This could be it, man. What is Fitzwater doing 3 and 4, and will that lapper come into play in 3 and 4 on the last lap? That could be a surprise.
They're not close just yet. He's only about a second slower than the top 2. Fitzwater, look at him again. Just throwing it in there to turn 3. Trying to get some kind of momentum going his way. White flag in the air. Keith Rich is right there as well. Allison Rain had the pit. And she's going to be coming out of the pit lane here. Will she get in the way? Cole Deaver pit as well.
3 and 4, here we go, one last time. It ain't no lie, will be Seth Cole.
Fitzwater's gonna send it again. He's got the side-by-side off of turn 4 to the checkered flag. It's Seth Cole. Photo finish at Phoenix, baby.
Right on the money, too, because York was right there.
1 more lap, and I think Logan York would have been used as a pick, Vince.
Wow, what a race, man. Puns and all, but Fitzwater just... Man, he had so much grip in 3 and 4, but couldn't send it enough. I think the RJ Bishop couldn't get around him, cost him.
51 1/1000ths of a second. Career day there for Keith Rich, though, right there at the end. Looking like he maybe could have thought about it if he was closer, making it 3 wide. That would have made things very interesting. Zorlin comes home 4th. Oskin 5th. Charles Sanford 6th, Vargas 7th. 2 top 10s already to start the year for Vargas. Dylan Young 8th, Shelton 9th. Quinton Moore rounds out the top 10. We saw Rich get up to 11th. Tringali up to 14th. Bradley Ream, highest rookie on the day, in 16th. Henry Sanford 19th. As we look through the rest of the running order, Baranauskas in 30th. As Allison Rain and Cole Deaver could not make it on fuel for some reason. So that is an interesting thing to note there. So Rain's year now, that's 2 out of 3 races, Vince, where she doesn't finish top 30 in the race. She's got 2 more races here, but she's in danger of being outside of that top 30.
That would be not only a surprise, but I think that would just be disappointing too. You just switch over to a new team, but I think the big man of the day, how about that? 2 wins in a row, 2 times. Seth Cole. This ain't no lie, baby. He went bye today, but we'll see what happens as we get into this swing in the West Coast. See if Zorlin, another great run. Oskin came out of nowhere. Where did he come from? He was top 15 to top 5.
And by 2 wins in a row, Vince means 2 wins in a row at this track, dating back to 2017, where Seth Cole got his, I believe it was his first career win at this racetrack. Now Seth with 12 career wins. That's going to inch him back up in that game of battling for the all-time wins lead. It'll just be 3 wins behind Rich, 2 behind Zorlin, and 1 behind Allison Rain. So that'll do it for us here today at Phoenix. We'll see you guys next week for Jerky Pro Truck Series and Digital Storm action at Auto Club, which is always a great track to go to. In years past, Topside has been strong. This year, it is likely going to be even stronger. So get ready for probably another strategy-filled race, and we'll see you guys in Cali.
I don't know.